Do the V, absolutely. And that's a question, and I'll kind of look,
Yeah.
And you drive the funny cars, right? You
Yeah.
won 79, is it 79 times?
69 funny car, one top fuel.
Wow.
So,
With me is Ron Capps, won 69 times on the NHRA Funny Car circuit. Tell you what, you were in Norwalk last night. What brings you all the way up here to Brooklyn, Michigan for NASCAR?
well, Night Under Fire, if anybody follows the sport, it's a huge event. It's probably the single most attended, biggest drag race, one-day drag race in the world. And you got to be invited. So I was invited, and this year's my first year as a team owner as well. So I'm now an owner driver. So it was neat to go. I actually brought my daughter, who hadn't been out, with me on a trip for a while, and we kind of made it a 3-day weekend. But I found out the race was here in Michigan, so I called our people at Toyota and said, hey, I'd love to come out and hang out. So I get to hang out with our Toyota friends. But we had a great Night Under Fire. It just ran great, and fans they packed it in, so it was a great event.
And so the one-day greatest event, or the biggest event that went in NHRA, what brings so many people out there? I mean, for one, because usually it's what, 2, 3, 4 days, and it's just one big one.
Yeah, this one, gosh, they just celebrated quite a long time for that race. The Bader family owns the track, and they're very good at what they do. It's a facility that's one of the top ones we go to, and so yeah, we'll we get back to racing in Topeka, Kansas next weekend, and we've got quite a few in a row, and then we start our playoffs. So NHRA playoffs start in September.
Now, taking a look at you're going to Indianapolis. That's a race I'm trying to go to. That's also a huge race. Is that like a major going to the Indianapolis?
Yeah, Indy for us, U.S. Nationals, is much like NASCAR's Daytona. It is the biggest race we have. It's also the last race we can collect points for our playoffs. So that's a big one. We're third in points with our Napa team. We came on board with the new GR Supra Toyota body, which is fun. And we got their first win, which was huge in Bristol. So we're trying to carry that momentum right now. We had a great Night Under Fire with really learned a lot, so I think we're going to carry that momentum hopefully into Topeka, Kansas.
You gave me something that's a natural bridge question. You became not only a driver, but an owner. What made you take that plunge?
I've been wanting to do it forever. My career started with the legend Don the Snake Prudhomme. So, and I learned a lot from him. I went to work for Don Schumacher after that, and just had great sponsors, and I've just waited for the right moment. And believe it or not, the pandemic kind of changed a lot of lives, but it changed my outlook on life, and that I decided it was time to make that move. And I was blessed that Napa Auto Parts stayed with me. They've been with me 15 years, and Toyota came on board because I wanted somebody that wanted to be a part of what we were doing, and they were all in, and they were life changers. So this is my first event in NASCAR as Toyota, and I get to hang out with Christopher Bell and sit on the pit box today with my daughter and cheer him on. And I'm a big dirt racing fan, so Christopher Bell's always been somebody I've admired. So it's gonna be a fun day for us here.
I want to have a question for your daughter last. Just before that, though, taking a look at, you seem like the kind of guy you learned from Don the Snake Prudhomme. And you seem like you want to pass it on to somebody to make sure you take a look at your wisdom and knowledge and what you've learned over the years, and make sure that some of the future drivers are able to kind of carry on that tradition.
Yeah, there's quite a few. My daughter actually drove junior dragsters, and she went to school. She's working for a dentist now, and she's got a great career, but she would be really good if she decided to. But I've been keeping my eye on. There's a lot of drivers up and coming. Some will never get a chance. They're probably more talented than I am. And I would love someday to have a 2 or 3 car team. And I know that I'd love to get a shot. And believe me, my eye is always looking at these drivers that are starting out, in either junior dragsters or working their way up. So you never know.
Yeah. No, I cheated and asked your daughter. I says, "Do you hang out with your dad all the time?" She goes, "No, not really." So this, being a father, and I used to bring my daughter to the races here. My father brought me to the first race in 1969.
Wow.
And so I know a little bit about that. That must be awesome to have daddy-daughter time with your daughter.
It is. That's what this trip was all about. And the Night Under Fire was a big event to take her for the first time.
Sure.
But coming here and hanging out with our Toyota friends is another experience that her and I get to kind of share together. And someday if she ever wants to do it, my buddy John Forrest, I watch him with his daughters, and I don't know how he's done it in the past where he's lined up next to his daughters and that would be difficult to do. And obviously he's got a lot going on in that brain of his, but I'm not sure that I want to go that route. I'd probably put her in a top fuel dragster and not compete against my daughter if I didn't have to.
Yeah. One little comment I have: a few years ago, I did a 4-part series on Jack Roush and his whole family, and he gave me a coin with 400 wins that his whole family had, and his granddaughter Josie. Susan's daughter was racing. I don't know if she's ever raced against your daughter, but have they?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I don't know if Josie's racing anymore, but
you never know, though.
You never know. It's a small world in your sport. Thank you so much. You came in with not even any prep. Thanks a whole lot for giving 5 minutes of your time. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.